Hello and welcome to Greenway Ford, where I have officially purchased my F-150 Lightning. This is a 2025 Lightning Flash. Has the extended range battery pack. Quick note, they've downsized from 131 usable kilowatt hours to 123 usable kilowatt hours, and that's what this one has. Besides that, everything's pretty much the same. Same dual motors, the same higher horsepower than the Senate range. So obviously I've wasted no time in getting accessories. I already have some mud flaps on it that I had in the cart ready on Amazon, as well as some tie downs in the bed. But yeah, so this is in the new space white color and has pretty much all the features I want. If you remember my last video when I was discussing what I was going to get for a Lightning, if I was going to go the used route, the new route, the reasons between which ones, which trims I wanted to get, I settled on the Flash because of the main three things I wanted. Number one, extended range battery pack. That was a non-negotiable. Needed that. Number two, the other non-negotiable is I head to the bed really quick. Pro power on board. 9.6 kilowatt, not the 2.7. That was another non-negotiable. Ooh, new GMC Terrain. And then third, I want the best sound system, at least the best within my budget. So this one came with the B&O sound system. Not to be confused with the B&O Unleashed sound system in the Platinum, which has a few more speakers on the roof and a bit more bass, I believe, but it's just out of the price range for me. And honestly, this B&O performs perfectly well for the price point. The reason I went new versus used, well, there are a couple reasons, actually. One, as also mentioned in my previous video about my current buying situation or current buying thoughts, they had employee pricing as well as the Ford Power Promise program or event, whatever you want to call it. Basically, the employee pricing dropped it down significantly, and then the Power Promise, I could have gotten home charger, but since I have a universal connector at home already, I decided I'll just take the rebate. So they instead just took the same amount of it off of the MSRP of the truck, which is awesome. So what was a $75,000 Spec was dropped down to, I believe, if I recall correctly, it was 55 or 56. So just about 20K off of this. And that was in the price range I was looking at. Good used Lariats and stuff like that were in that same price range. So might as well go with a new one, right? It's got the Mega Power Frunk. Already have some stuff in here. I've literally immediately got to work in this thing. Couple things to note. 2024 and 2025 have some changes between the previous versions. One of the ones I mentioned in my last video, I believe, is how there is no longer an extended range XLT, which I would have gone with that instead of this because I like the smaller screen. But they don't make that anymore, so I did the vertical screen. As you can see, it is in here. Got Apple CarPlay going, along with my breakfast. Other changes, there is no longer pretend charge cover here. So it's just flat and it just has this thing here. Just stepped on a piece of glass, but good thing I'm wearing boots. I kind of wish they kept it, because now it's asymmetrical. That could just be my weird brain. At least going from the Flash to Lariat, because that's what I was kind of very close to deciding on, if I was gonna go Lariat or not. Basically, this is a Lariat without additional luxurious features. So there is no panoramic roof. It is just a regular roof, and as much as I love panoramic glass roofs, I have it in the Rivian, of course, and my Tesla I used to have before this had it. It's a lot cooler, especially being in Florida, and it hits 100 degrees at nighttime. Pretty good. Do get painted door handles, unlike the Pro and I believe XLT, which is nice. Still plastic mirrors though, but That's fine. I want to put tow mirrors on from a gas F-150. Problem is, well, it's a half problem, half good thing. I have Blue Cruise. I have a 1-year pre Blue Cruise, and I have obviously the equipment package. So it needs these cameras to function. Now, as you've heard in my previous videos, I'm not a big ADAS person anyway, so I'd be fine if I lose Blue Cruise. The problem is, even if I remove these for the tow mirrors without cameras, the truck will almost certainly throw errors nonstop. So I'll have to find some with cameras, which do exist. They do exist, but will be super pricey. If I recall, I believe the charge port has a different design. I don't remember what changed exactly. Maybe this part changed. I can remember, I've heard it's changed, so if you know what it looks like before, this is what it looks like now. In the bed, besides Pro Power, I made sure I got one with the tailgate step. So that comes out, pull this out. There you go. You can step right onto it. One thing to note, on the window sticker, it also came with tailgate assist, and that's basically a damper that slows it down. However, it is not installed on this truck. And I've been working with the dealer to try to get that installed because, you know, it's on the window sticker. It should be on the truck, but it just goes right down and push all the way back up. Again, I don't have a problem with it, but if it's on the window sticker, I want it to be on the truck. So I brought it here to take a look at it, and they're actually like, hey, none of our flashes have it, but they all have on the window sticker. So it's an interesting thing. I'll keep you guys updated on that. Let's see. Got the 20-inch wheels with some on-road all-terrains. They look pretty good. I'm thinking of picking up some Platinum 22s soon to do some different range tests. And I'll also go with my project I have that I might cover in here. Not sure. Let me know if you want to see it. I want to build the first Lightning King Ranch. I've already put a badge on here. And I have 2 more badges because King Ranch also has one on each front door. And so I have those badges here. Gonna mount those pretty soon. But yeah, I'm going to get the badges on. I'm going to get a 2-tone down the bottom, just like a regular King Ranch. And it's gonna look awesome. I'm really excited for that. I put mud guards on it. Trying to think, what else should I cover here? We do have the foldable seats. Let me go the other side because my backpack's on that one. One of my favorite features, foldable seats. Hello, Hot Wheels car. Sorry, we moved a lot of my stuff in here too. Got jackets, umbrella, little tray table in case I need it. And funny story with the tray table. Let me explain. I bought this tray table because previously the F-150 Lightning and other F-150s had a fold-out desk in the center console here. Well, one of the other 2025 changes, this is gone. And it's not completely gone. It's even weirder. It's only available on the Lariat and Platinum trims, which doesn't make sense in my opinion, because if you have a Flash, XLT, or Pro, you're honestly going to be more expected to work out of your truck, like, because you're going to put it to work in harsh environments on the site. Who knows? Like me, I plan to use this truck hard, and I find it weird that they don't have a work surface in the more work-prone trucks, and instead they're in the more plush, luxurious trucks where they'll probably get less used than in these. So that's definitely a questionable choice by Ford. I'm hoping I really want to find one so I can install it, because that was literally one of my most favorite features of the Lightning since I started researching them 4 years ago. That's crazy. But yeah, this is the new Space White. It looks kind of bluish gray in person, a really bright bluish gray. I got a drop-in bed liner. This dealership always does drop-in bed liners. It's one of their standard packages, which is great. The other one I was looking at across town did not have a bed liner, so I'm glad I got one. Like I said, I got those ratcheting tie downs installed, and I'm still figuring out which bed cover I'm gonna get. Either it might be a rollable or maybe try folding, I don't know. We'll see. Probably something affordable, at least for now. Because after this, I'm focusing on the King Ranch project, and then eventually I want to get a camper to pull with this. Part of why I got Pro Power, as I mentioned in my last video, so I can use the Pro Power as shore power for a camper and power it via the truck. Put that 123 kilowatt hour battery pack to good use. And other things you lose from the Flash or Lariat for 2025 is phone key. All I have is the key fob. I can use the key fob right there. I do have the keyless entry, so I can at least do this and lock it, unlock it. But if I want to use my phone to start the car, I cannot do that. I can still use the Ford Pass app to unlock the car and send commands to it, but I would need the key fob to actually get in and drive away. So that's a bit of a bummer. I still like having keys and prefer keys anyway, but phone key is nice to have for situations where it's convenient. But yeah, this has what's pretty cool. It has FM and AM radio, which was awesome. I missed AM radio in my last two cars. The Model 3 could barely handle FM, and the Rivian doesn't have AM. These come with leatherette seats, and interestingly, I have a friend who has a 24 Flash, and his spec was a little bit different than mine. It was the same kind of, factory standard order, kind of like this one is. Like there is literally like thousands of this exact build everywhere, all across town. I was just in Arizona for work, and I saw this exact one there too at a dealership. So maybe they changed their kind of standard build. His Flash, 24 Flash, late 24, has cloth seats, but has a power tailgate. I have leatherette seats, which is an upgrade, but a manual tailgate. So I wonder where the cost change kind of happened. I would have hugely preferred a cloth seat can and a power tailgate combo, but oh well. Also interesting, we don't get the window glass, the movable glass door. So it's just regular, at least heated rear glass, thankfully. There are the B&O speakers, which I will plan to do a review on soon, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, only interesting thing that happened was before I could actually pick it up, the day I signed the papers to buy it, they had some type of issue with the tax credit. I don't know what exactly they were meaning with it, but so basically I walked in on a Saturday and said, hey, I want to buy this truck. Went through everything, we got to the last step, and they're like, hey, we can't file the $7,500 tax credit till Monday because the office is closed. And that's the first time I've heard that ever. So I actually didn't pick this up until the next week, which when I have it now. Beforehand, they had given me a gas F-150 2025 XLT as a loaner until they finished the filing. So I haven't heard of that before. That was kind of odd to me, but I'm glad I have the truck now. But that was pretty interesting. I had to wait a few days, a few very long days before I could get it. I came in on the Saturday and didn't pick it up till a Thursday. So I was understandably very impatient. And while driving the XLT, it reminded me of the weirdness for the certain omissions that they've done to the 2025s. For example, the XLT gas had the foldable, foldable desk there. Also 2025, the XLT also had the glass window there that you can open and close, and it was powered. And it had the tailgate assist damper that mine is missing. So it's pretty interesting what cost changes they do. Again, They're not apples to apples per se, because batteries are a lot more expensive than engines when it comes to manufacturing. But it's still pretty interesting how a lower gas trim has more features than the higher electric trim. Apart from that, there was one other change. Oh, it had cloth seats, so it didn't have leatherette like this, it had cloth seats. But you know, it's okay. Yeah, nice little pinstriping detail here. And fun fact about that: this dealership, Greenway Ford, has been doing that for decades. All their cars they sell have a nice pinstriping design on it. And fun fact about that: this is actually a dealership I went to when I was like 3 or 4, when my mom picked up her first Ford Taurus. And it was pretty cool to come all the way back here decades later to get my own Ford. And I told them about that, and they loved it. Brought mom with me to see them and everything. We talked about her Taurus. It was great. It was I believe it was a Taurus SE. I can't remember. It had the spoiler and everything like that. It was awesome. But yeah, it was great to kind of come back full circle years later. But yeah, so that pretty much describes it. This is the 2025 Lightning. You will expect to see so much content from this. In addition to the R1S, the R1S has not... Dang! The R1S has not left. The R1S is still at home in the garage. And what did leave was my 2019 Model 3. This is what is replacing that. But the Rivian still exists. We'll still be doing head-to-head comparisons with it. So much content. I am excited. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next videos on this. I'll probably be doing charging content, of course, speaker reviews for the B&O sound system, and much more. So, thank you for watching.